Charlo, we're speaking here Tuesday evening following our fantastic victory over Widnes back on Sunday, Bank Holiday Sunday, 64 points to 6, 11 tries scored, 10 of them converted, 9 different try scorers. Suppose you can't get much more emphatic than that.
No, I thought we were exceptional on Sunday, Jordan. Thought we played really well, defended really well, and took our chances when they appeared.
And, with 11 tries, they appeared quite often. You've always, kind of sort of bemoaned in the past your side's not ability to take the chances, but being more ruthless. But, they're seeing an opportunity against, I know you haven't liked us saying it, but a depleted Widnes side as they were. I mean, as you've said, as you've spoken to us, you said they had the same number of players on the pitch as we did. But, but your side saw an opportunity, they smelt blood, and they took it as far as they could.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, we can say Widnes were depleted of numbers, but we still had 13 against 13. And I thought our decision making was excellent. We created a lot of chances. We played at pace. We done all the things right. We defended correctly. And we built a lot of pressure on Widnes. And ultimately, when you do that, you get the rewards, and the rewards were 11 tries.
Were you happy only conceding? I know you probably wanted the 0 at some point in the half, but you're happy only conceding 1 try rather than scoring the 11. I know, you are quite, you always make sure your defence is on top, and that's saying that, you are a side that praises the defence quite often. So are you happy you can only conceding the 6 points rather than scoring the 64?
Oh, definitely. I'm a great believer if defence wins your games. The rest will fall into place. I think we've done a brilliant job on them on Sunday. I thought we moved up, we won collision, we slowed their play the ball down, and what we did, we slid from the inside really well, and we were pushing from the inside, and we were letting them play their players out, and nobody was biting in, which was good to see. And once we do that, we know we can defend. Because front on, I think we do bend our backs. I'd expect us to be able to bend our backs and win collision. But I thought the push from the inside was exceptional at the weekend, and as I say, we done the business on Widnes. Certainly
did, like you say, and especially being able to share the tries around the field as well. As I mentioned, 9 different try scorers. It shows that you've got that try scoring ability right across the board rather than down one area. I mean, I mentioned in my match report for League Express that Louis Jufrey had their right-hand side edge on strings, which he did at times. But, being able to have ability to score tries all over the field, it makes your side a dangerous side for anyone they're going to come up against.
Yeah, and I said to our forwards, I said, whatever you do, we've got to lay this platform for letting our outside backs play. Because I think we're full of pace and we're full of power as well, and we the forwards laid that platform at the weekend. They've done everything right. The one collision to slow them down. When we're attacking, they played the ball fast. And once you win a collision and you play on the back end of that, we've got some good great outside backs that can do a real good job, which is what we're seeing on Sunday.
You mentioned the forwards, obviously. I mean, we've seen the first home appearance of Andy Thornley, first start, I think, there as well. What's it like to have Andy back, a player of his experience, and he's now onto the field, especially when you were missing a couple of forwards.
Yeah, we're missing a couple in Shacks and Tom, but Andy, he's put his hand up playing in the front row. Done a really good job as well. He's very sound. He's a good professional rugby league player. And it was great to have him out there.
And you mentioned that you've got a couple of players missing. You mentioned Shacks and Tom Walker. What's the prognosis for them in the next few weeks? Are we likely to see them again this season?
No, I don't think you'll see Shacks this year. I think he's going for his operation in the next week or two. He succumbed to that knee. Tom's looked like he's pulled a muscle in his leg, I've been told, and he could be out for the foreseeable future.
So, unfortunately, missing them players going in for the running. I think Connor Holliday was missing as well at the weekend. Was that just unavailable, or was that through injury?
No, he was just socialising, pal.
So he was away for the weekend. But looking forward, a few games left. Down to Batley this weekend. down on the slope there at Mount Pleasant. We always get told there's a slope at the Rectory, but there definitely is a slope down there at Mount Pleasant. But also they've announced just for the fans that will be travelling down that if you can purchase your tickets in advance, it'll be £10 for adults with juniors for £3. So make sure you do get your tickets there in advance and take advantage of that. I think the prices for adults double to around about £20 for Sunday. So make sure you do take advantage if you're going to go on and cheer Charlo's boys on this weekend. And we're looking forward to Batley. They're a side having a fantastic season under Craig Lingard, sort of like ourselves, sort of slipped under the radar at times. But Craig Lingard's done a fantastic job down there, and they'll be difficult to beat there on their own patch.
It'll be a hard task. They're very good at home. They play that hill excellent. But that's the challenge for us, is to match them in what they do. If we can play like we played at the weekend, it'll give us every chance of going down there and getting the result. There's no reason why we can't. And the thing as a coach, you want your team to back up the display from the week before. Now, if we can back up and we can do what we've done at the weekend, it gives us every chance. And I'm really looking forward to the challenge.
You always mentioned you're looking for consistency from your sides, and we spoke after the York game, or you spoke to Gary Woodworth of Radio Cumbria, and you said there you side with poor, and when we spoke after the game for Radio Cumbria on Sunday, you said you got that response. So is that something, obviously going in the next 3 games? Obviously we still do have a sniff of the playoffs. You'll be looking for the side to try and get that in the next few games, because while the opportunity's there's an opportunity for us to be playing playoff rugby again in a few weeks.
That's right. That's the challenge for us, is to try and get as high up that ladder as possible. I think we have the personnel that can go away to these teams, and we've got a Halifax at home and get the job done. So a lot of it comes down to attitude, and if our attitude's right, it gives us every chance of going away and picking something up.
And I suppose selection headaches. I mean, you've moved Dicko Warren into the centres in the last few weeks, and that that's done fantastically with the introduction of Louis, and Louis has come in on board and stepped right into that partnership with Nick out there at halfback. So we always talked at the start of the season where you didn't really have a selection headache because you only really had 17 or 18 fit players, but coming to this end of the season, this is a nice problem to have.
It is. It's always a nice problem to have. The more players you have, and the more competition for places, it brings the best out of the players. Yeah, I think Nico and Louis have been great. And Dicko's fit in the centre. He's a runner of the ball, Dicko, and the more we can get his hands on the ball, the more impact he's going to have on the game. But no, as you say, happy which way we're travelling. If we can get all our players out on the field that we want to get out, it gives us a real good fighting chance.
And just finally, we just before Sunday's game, Saturday afternoon, we announced the first new face for 2022 in Will Evans, coming over from Australia. Saying that it was a player that we were looking to bring over for 2021, but he decided to stay over and have an extra season in Australia. But he's now going to be coming over. Just tell a bit about him, a bit of his background, and what him fans can expect from him next year. Yeah,
he's played a decent standard. He plays in the Queensland Cup for Burleigh Bears. He's a centre that can play in all the back positions, so he gives us that versatility. But yeah, as I say, he's a try scorer, which is, we're always looking for try scorers, and we found one this year with Lachlan. Hopefully I'll kick on and do exactly the same.
And as you mentioned, he plays in a decent standard. Play for Burleigh. It's quite a famous club over in even in Australia. We've in the feeder setup as it sort of is there over there, and played for Queensland up to 16s and 18s, I believe, and he also represented Wales in the 9s tournament a few years ago. So he's got some decent pedigree, and you'd be hoping to see that. As you mentioned, he's a try scorer as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. With these fellas, what you get. The sniff tries from anywhere. They're very good on the feet. He's got good balance. He's got pace as well. So he's really somebody that we're really looking forward to seeing next year.
Charlo, thank you very much for giving up your Tuesday evening to speak to me. It's always much appreciated, and good luck this weekend, and we'll speak to you after Sunday's game.
Cheers, Jordan.